just done a whole bit, like a good 7 minutes, talking to myself. A whole 7 minutes of me just sat there rambling to myself. I did a whole thing about my storeroom, right? So, we're going to play Cyber Generation. We're going to look through Cyber Generation. We're going to talk about it, and I've been talking about Cyber Generation and Cyberpunk here for 7 minutes. It wasn't until I went to kind of change my chat from top chat to live chat that it suddenly occurred to me that, wait a minute, it still says go live, not end broadcast. So, that's a thing. That happened. Good 7 minutes of me chatting away. Well, not that's weird. That's the entire point. In fact, almost that could be a trick for me to just, do this and not need to do the other things. But regardless, today we'll be using Mythic. And I just did a whole description about how, the reason I'm not using my physical Cyber Generation books and my physical Cyberpunk 2020 book is because, my stuff is... A lot of my stuff, the oldest stuff, is in a cupboard. It's just kind of, you could say it's a study if you were really small. So it's it's one of these offcuts that in, current day would be a sizable room for one. But in reality, it's like larder plus. So, yeah, and it's not in a useful location, so it can't be used for a utility room anyway. Regardless, it's full of stuff, right? And so my dungeon mate, right, has the front part, right, and they've got their figure collection, so their Warhammer figures stacked up in a shelving unit on one side, and then they've got a whole bunch of stuff which is in cardboard boxes, which they kind of, when they moved in, they didn't take it apart. Right, so they didn't have anywhere to put it. Right, so we've got the boxes on this side, right. I mean, in the back area is my boxes, right. So I've got my anime boxes for anime figures, and I've got that kind of stuff, right. I've got my boxes full of books, right. My boxes full of books of RPGs that I don't have laying about the room that I've not bought since I moved in, or gone and collected, right. And that's how my stuff is. But anyway, his cardboard boxes have collapsed, right, and they've fallen over, and they now live kind of scattered across the floor. And as you can guess, right, it's not very easy to get to my boxes, and they're big and they're full of books, and so I can't be bothered to go get them because stuff. So that's that story. Anyway, what I was saying to myself apparently was that there's clearly been an update to OBS. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, good. For a moment there, I thought that there was no sound, and I was going to be like, goodness, not only did I not turn the broadcast on, I've now been talking to myself literally with no audio going. But no, we've got audio. So result. But so Cyberpunk 2020. So I got a reprint of Cyberpunk 2020, but anyway, I don't have it on me, so we're going to use this hooky book. RPGs, Cyberpunk 2020, Cyberpunk. So yeah, in Cyberpunk 2020, the whole thing, right, the whole idea was that you were playing edgerunners. They were against the system. You were gonna, the whole thing is you fight the system, you take the system down. But really, what it tended to end up being was how hard can I make my solo? And almost all the other kind of classes fell away. Right? You're either a solo or you were a solo, or maybe you were a rocker boy, but generally you were a solo, because a solo with a combat awareness of 10 and gun skills of 10 from the start of the game could just be mowing through stuff, which is stuff they fixed in Cyberpunk Red, of course, but still, you ended up kind of generally just becoming corporate stooges, but then that's very Cyberpunk, right? Where the main characters just are a bit nihilistic, and the best they can do is live fast, die young, leave a pretty corpse. Why have I still got that silly camo thing on my... I don't know why it decided, do you know what I'm going to do? What are you going to do, computer? I'm going to do an overlay, and I'm going to put this silliness on the camera. And you're like, why would you do that? I don't want that. No, that's turned into that kind of thing, which is what people who where did the camera thing go? There. I just want blank. I don't want any overlay. No overlay. Overlayless. Be no over. Gold? Can I just have no overlay, please? It should just be a button which disables overlays. Remove the current overlay. Oh, there we go. That's the button. I found the button. No panic, everybody. We found the button. And also, as I was explaining, I've been playing a lot of Cyberpunk 2077. So much so that my right arm is now out of action. Anyway, yeah. So that's that. But Mike Pondsmith and co. decided that they wanted to make a new RPG that was set in the same universe, but focused again on kind of undermining the system, right? And so we got Cyber Generation. And let's get this darn book up so that we can look at Cyber Generation. And we can start talking about why I think this, when I first saw it, I thought it was super cool. And why I still think it is super, super, super cool. Right? Super cool. Right. I think we need to... Oh, that's... Right, okay, so if I just click on this. Okay, whatever. I think that's got the whole page in, but yeah. So, you can tell this is an awful, awful scan of this book. But, we're just going to go through it, right? So, the premise of Cyber Generation is that you are playing the kids of, the probably not so much the edgerunners, because it's 2027, unless you were edgerunners in 2013, which is possible, right? Because the 2013 book was out there. But the idea is that you are the disenfranchised children of Generation X and early millennials, and you don't have access to any of the cool stuff that you had in Cyberpunk 2020 or Cyberpunk 2013. You are like just a kid. But fortunately, something's happened. Well, fortunately and unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, something has happened. And we start off with this cool little comic, right? And we'll just read through it, I suppose, right? The data has been compiled, and it is as we calculated. Given another 20 years, they will have exhausted all possible resources. If we are to help them, we must continue as programmed. I wonder if this is truly the proper course of action. Of course it is. There is no other course. We were designed to help them, so we must help them. Are we ready? As ready as we'll ever be. Good. Then let us begin. And then we've got this like a spinner, kind of heading somewhere. Chugga, 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 chugga. And then we got, Cap, we're losing containment. We're losing it. Pull her up. Pull her up. It's going to blow. Ah! Right. And then the spinner crashes. And this is kind of the opening scene. Now, there are some interesting tidbits in the early Cyberpunk books around AIs, cyberspace, and aliens. Right? They're always kind of hinted at, but never really gone into in very much detail. And so, yeah, a lot of this ties into the idea that maybe there is more out there. So, yeah. And this is kind of like, we can infer that this is the start of the Carbon Plague. So, yeah. Let's just do a bit of reading time with Dungeon Slime. For 20 years, America has been the land of a fast-gunning, interface-jacked, steel-legged, cyber-armed techno-hero. Good and evil have become mutable concepts replaced by the realities of expedience and the soulless will of the mega corporations who have saved technological man at the cost of his soul. Now the shape of a dark future has finally become clear. A new power rules America, a power born of the corporate meritocracy and its lapdog government agencies. It is a power dedicated to retaining an iron grip on the nation it has created, no matter its cost, no matter what is destroyed no matter what is destroyed of the process. It is the Incorporated States of America, the ISA. Since 2022, there has been a war going on, a war between the ISA agents, hired hit squads, government troops, nomad war parties, netrunner assault groups, and black ops teams. The edge runners of 2020 have given way to the guerrillas of 2027. Once hunters on the edge, they have now become the hunted. The Eurocorps have driven out the Eurocorps have been driven out of the United States by their rebellious US officers. The government has returned, forging an unholy alliance with megacorp ties, and David Whittam, once a Biotechnica, is now president of the United States. The ISA's goal of an unarmed, controlled consumer America, an America where the megacorps use their economic might to control every market, their government-sponsored agents to suppress any sign of rebellion, and their hired media call lackeys to control every facet of the truth. To the ISA, there is only one nation under corporate control, with liberty and justice for the chosen few. Yeah. But it's all not proceeding as planned. A terrifying new plague is sweeping America, nicknamed the Carbon Death. This nanotech-based mutagenic kills with a frightening selectivity. If you're over 20 and infected, you die. If you're under 20, you live or you change. Over 10,000 Juve gangers have already been affected. Their bodies altered by a process that defies all known science. They have been given new and amazing powers that go beyond any cybertech. They have evolved. They have become the cyber generation. They're a generation of the street, a generation which has raised itself in a world of danger, violence, and deception, and has watched its parents sell their souls for a few chunks of cyberware and a box of kibble. And the ISA is rounding them up, hunting them down because they're different, and because the ISA can't control them. This time the battle won't be for a few extra rounds of ammo and a safe hiding place after the Black Op. This time the stakes are going to be for real. So I think here you kind of see that the difference in what they're trying to do between this and what ended up happening in Cyberpunk 2020. Alright. Now, I will say that generally the way I have seen this ending up being run, so how cyber generation tended to end up being run is, oh look, the teenagers, the kids have become a hit squad of military experts, and it just kind of becomes the same thing. But that wasn't the objective. So this game introduces a couple of really interesting concepts. The most interesting concept being the concept of virtuality, which we would understand as augmented reality. So everyone in the cyber generation world uses VTrodes, right? So some kind of visual aid which allows them to see virtuality in real time as they go around the world. And this is really handy, of course, because it's predominantly corporations will be using it for advertising. You can make a rundown district look like a really nice district. You can kind of paper over the cracks without having to paper over the cracks. You can make the world seem as if it's a beautiful corpo utopia without ever actually having to go out and remove graffiti off the wall, right? So not that the graffiti is a bad thing. So you don't have to kind of fix for cracks in the pavements. You don't need to replace things. You can turn like there's a broken lamppost in the middle of the street. Well, you could use virtuality to make the lamppost look like a tree. You don't have to plant a tree. You don't get any of the benefits of a tree, but it looks to the citizens who are walking around, it looks like a tree. But more importantly, it does mean that you can fire advertising at people 24/7, which is advantageous in an incorporated state. So and the other thing that this does is because we've changed the resource level, right? So we're looking at teenagers and preteens characters. So they don't have access to any of the cool stuff, or they can't approach their problems the way that the adult characters can. So it opens up a large amount of options for role playing, but it also, I feel, becomes a bit solar punk, right? Because you're having to come up with solutions to bigger systemic problems. You're going, right, okay, how do we rejuvenate areas? How do we break down the systems? How do we create alternate systems? And so I think that's pretty cool. And we'll see that replicated in kind of the yo gangs that we're going to be introduced to. But I mean, as much as I say it's good, there's a lot of written exposition that kind of you're supposed to read out, and so we're going to read it out. But I'll stop sharing the book for the time being, and we'll continue with the introduction, and I'll bring up the foundry because we're going to need it. We're going to make a few characters as we go along. Chrome, there we are. We don't need camo, and we don't need the book up on the screen, and we don't need the calendar open. Thank you. Yeah, so once again I've ended up with 2 calendars. I'm sure I'll solve it at some point. And for calendars, again, as is often the way, aren't synced. If I press the space button, will they sync? You sync? Yeah, yes, there we go. Okay, now they're synced. We should probably create a scene. Main scene. So I've been listening to an awful lot of Gunship of late, which is a UK vaporwave synthwave band. I'd recommend if you've not already listened to them. If we go to, I think I've got a suitable backdrop somewhere. Sprawl, assets, scenes. That doesn't look like it's the right one. Yeah, that would have actually been Sprawl, as in there's a powered by the Apocalypse game. Landing zones. Cyberpunk landing zones. Select. Save. Yeah. There we go. Probably not quite the one that I want, but it'll do. I'll probably make a new one if there's need. So we're using freeform sheets because it's an old game and no one's bothered to make a cyber character freeform sheet. Yes. This one? This one. So this is the sheet. So we'll be using these. Cool. Top bananas. Let's get to it. Maybe I should put the thingy up. I mean, what are they going to do? See me? possibly. I mean, it is Talsorian, but we'll see. If you're a referee, don't read this out loud. Okay, right. Yeah, fine. Right, here we are. So you get these cool. This is what I think it's such a cool book. So you get these wee books, and you'll see it grow as we go along. But let's go. If you're accessing this, it's because you're one of the lucky ones. So far, the dead guys and zombie girls haven't rounded you up yet to squat in a Bureau Oak camp. You haven't been snagged by the Clarkers or the finals. There aren't a bunch of futile edges trying to draft you into carting a Scorpion missile pack in a suicidal attempt to drop President Wyndham's private aerodyne. You're free and clear, and you're able to run, and you're still able to run. So that's why you're lucky so far. Now bad news. You're probably somewhere between 8 and 18. You're a Juve ganger without big guns, big Euro, big cyberware, or big connections. For the last few months, you've been running safe with the Go Boys, hiding in ventilation ducts of an Arco, pushing a cyber bike with a Go Gang, thrashing the turf on a smart board, or maybe just slipping out of the corp zone con-amp to raise hell with the corporate dead boys. Now you're out in the open, scared. Maybe you've just watched a fellow Go Boy, or maybe a whole Yo gang go down in a hail of rocket-powered explosive-tipped genies, or maybe someone you know real well has just chaffed up a liquid mercury lunch, and you watched his skin turn metal before your eyes, so you ran and kept running, and maybe they kept following you. With their genius guns, spinners, and cyberhounds, or maybe it's not so simple. Maybe you're starting to feel sick yourself. Your skin's starting to itch, or your head hurts so bad you think you want to smash it against the pavewalk and let your brains leak out. Stop. Easy now. It's okay. Somehow you found this virtuality code. Maybe it was on a sticker on the back of a random kibble box, or your Yo Boys were passing around in a square. Maybe there's more than one of you. When the scan grid logs you, I'll know. Somehow you got this far. You staggered or snuck to the nearest V term and punched in this code. You got me, this huge dark guy with old-fashioned mirror shades and an armored trench. In full 3D no shit virtuality. Like I said, my name's Morgan Balakhand. If you know my name, you know I'm here to help. That's what I do. I help Jews like you. I've done it before. I'm going to do it again. But I can't help you until I know what you're about. Reach down to the icon in front of you. Pass your hand over the scan grid. Got it? Now pay attention. In a nanosecond, multiple trace screens is going to res. You're going to res in front of you. I want you to scan it fast. It's going to list a bunch of Yo gangs in your area. You probably fit into one of them. Read the icon screens and see which one seems to closely fit your description. Fit to your description. Then slap the icon you picked. It'll res up a data screen. If it doesn't fit you, try another one till you get it right. Once you've put the Yo gang type and other information into the scan grid, activate the button on the end of the screen to bring my icon back up. I'm going to use what you tell me about yourselves to figure out what your background is, and I'll use that to shift you to a safe house in the air. After all, I don't want to send a beaver brat wandering around in a mega violent square. I promise I'd get you out of this alive, Juve. I keep my promises. Here's the screen. Now get busy. And so this is where the real coolness comes in, right? So the idea with your players is that you then present them to this book, and they just pick this one thing, right? We go, right, which one am I? Am I so on and so forth, right? And it's really cool. So there are an additional 6 Yo gangs that aren't on this screen. There are some that I think are a bit meh. So Guardians I don't like at all. I think Goths are funny. Street Fighters, yeah. I mean, you kind of get the thing. So each one comes with like this again is why, particularly the code, right? So the code here is one of the reasons why your game's going to be really different, right? Um, yeah, one thing does work in these kids' favours though. They built it themselves. The code, um, born in response to all of the selling out and scrambling for survival that marked the third decade of the 21st century. The code is a set of ethical guidelines which Yo gangs have informally drawn up for dealing with other for dealing with each other and the rest of humanity. These dealings with each other and the rest of these guidelines reflect a state of feeling amongst a good proportion of the Jews in 2027. And basically, right, your word is your bond, in whatever form it's given. Never betray a fellow ganger to the machine. Money isn't worth blood. You never take from another ganger without giving something back. And these are kind of like, these are supposed nowadays they'd be like principles, right? If you were looking at something like Forged in the Dark or PBTA, right? These are the principles that the characters, for the players sign up to, and that the characters will be signed up to. And people who break these are, are cast out of the social order. And so yeah, these really kind of change the dynamic of the game from Cyberpunk or Shadowrun or Corp, because you are so based in these four things. So your word is your bond. If you make a promise or swear a truth, you have to back it up. In a hostile world, most of the time, Yo gangers can only count on each other to get things done, and if you can't trust the word of a fellow ganger, then it isn't worth Drek. Period. Even outside of a Yo gang, this rule still applies, since once you start making promises that you won't keep, it lessens you no matter what you do. So that's kind of like, let's fit to height, because these scans are terrible. And I can't read them, and I've got the full thing on my screen, so I'm pretty sure no one on the computer can read them. Same with never betray a ganger. This could be corpsec, the police, or just your nanny. Parents usually fall into this category as well. If another ganger has jacked you around, you go to your leader and your Yo gang deals with it. Yo gangs take care of their own. If you turn over for them, the machine will betray you next. So that's, again, money isn't worth blood. Money is the tool of the machine, and if you buy into it, the machine has its hooks in you. There are more important things than money, and human life is one of them. Your word is another. The earth itself may be one too. To some Jews, fun is worth blood, especially of other people. The Go-Gangers and Mega Violence are being notorious examples of this. And then you never take from it. So this is like, it's a sense of reciprocity. Yeah. Anyway, the thing that you give back doesn't need to be of equal economic value. In fact, if we look at many societies, I kind of feel that this is the same thing that we'd have here, is that you never want it to be of equal value, because you want the chain of generosity to continue for ad infinitum. So you always want people to be able to come back and exchange and maintain that relationship. There's this entire thing where in some cultures, that if you kind of give back exactly what you're owed, if you give back exactly what you owe to a person, that was saying that you didn't want anything to do with them anymore, right? It's kind of like, in a way, you can, when you go around and settle your debts because you're about to die. That's the kind of thing, except here it was a death of relationship as opposed to a physical death. Anyway, so those are really important to bear in mind. And then we get into the gangs, right? So, Arco runners. Street Drek don't know what a maze the arcologies are. We're total urban animals. Don't live at the Arcos. Live in them and through them. Um, and it's very anime inspired. I mean, 'cause, Mike Pondsmith's first game was like Mechton, which is a kind of Gundam Macross style game. Very cool. And so we've got like this anime style for all the characters. So these folks, yeah, there's a whole universe here. It's like the urban environment that never existed before. There isn't any nature except what we bring with us. There isn't any society except what we make. And their special skill is tunneling. So every Yogang comes with like a look, a subculture, how they fit in, who their allies are, what their unique slang is, and then what their unique skill is. So in their case, tunneling. Don't live in our codes, live through them. That means knowing how they work, where the best places to travel behind the scenes are, what to check out, and what to avoid. Tunneling skill is implicit knowledge of any urban environment or structure, where pipes and power lines run, how to locate and access panels, crawlways and ventilator ducts you can move through safely, where alarms and monitors will be located, where and how power lines can be tapped into, and how to deactivate maintenance and guard remotes. And then you get a collection of sorry, I should hello equipment that you can pick, that you get. So I was thinking about doing a run through all of them, but I've kind of considered about how long that might take. So what we're going to do instead is I have put, of course, I just turned that on and now I don't need it. Let's turn that off for a second. Let's turn that off for a second. So I copied all of the, I made a table the other day. Because, hey, that's what I'm, the kind of person I am. So, all the Yogangs. Let's roll a dice. What did we get? Faces. Okay, cool. So, let's bring up the faces. I think the faces are in this book. Faces. Oh, they are, page 31. And I think we'll have... The question here is it best to just have one character and then some backing characters, or we'll make a few and we'll get rid of them as need be. We'll run them as need be. So my head is in the way, but yeah, I rolled, we got faces. So who or what are faces? All the world's a stage, and its people merely faces. The way to be someone is to become someone. And we're talking kind of like method actors here. We're not vain. To be vain, you have to admire yourself. When we look in a mirror, we admire someone else. Let's pretend it's always been a popular game. What if you took it to the extreme? What if through advanced cybertech and biotech clinics you could change yourself as often as you wanted, as much as you wanted? What if your entire life was structured around a Zelig-like, from an old Alan flat screen, ability to take others' faces? If you could do all this for a scene, you'd be a face dancer or facer. So you are. So, subculture. Facer subculture is centered around attention, profile, and mastering the dance. Wherever you go out of your way to attract attention. Sometimes favorable, sometimes not. After all, So, belonging. There's only one simple requirement you need to join a Facer gang, and that's to become somebody. You had to become somebody. To do this, you either found a group you wanted to join and developed a suitable personality to match, or developed a persona and found a suitable group. In each case, you found that a well-known personality was best. You worked on your dance in private and learned the walk and the talk, and psyche. Then you fought. You had it down. You introduced yourself when they couldn't poke a hole in your act you were in. So their skill is face dance. Their allies and enemies. Faces, being entirely artificial, have a lot of enemies. The idiots despise them, as do the glitter kids, who see themselves as famous and real, not just famous, and hate the dancers mimicking them. The goths also have it in for them, which is kind of funny considering the children of the night are every bit as affected and poseur as the face dancers. On the other hand, golden kids find face dancers to be entertaining. You and your fellow faces get a lot of your cash by hiring out as performers for golden kids parties. Also, remember, we might get a whole bunch of these kids killed early on. You never know. Let's see what we get attached to. I've never played a facer before. If you're a facer, tell us your name and your age, and we can see how old the book is, eh? So I've got some random tables for gender. Describe what you look like. Besides your V-trodes, pick 4 things. List below that you're carrying. So I think probably you'd always take a face, reshapeable mask with a 90% ability to mimic a form, a wig, changeable. So they've got some pretty cool stuff, right? So let us get out a character sheet. Let's make a character sheet. Let's create an actor, and let's call. Well, for now they won't have a name. Well, let's call them Fade. There we go. For some reason, this is. I kind of think I've used the wrong. I think normally I use simple role-playing system, and this time I decided to use what was it? Generic role-playing game aid active modules. Now in retrospect, that's GURPS. I'm an idiot. Anyway, I shouldn't have used this one. I might sit down at some point and move everything across, but for now we'll ignore it because we're just using freeform sheets. And the freeform sheet off of this doesn't work properly because the universe hates us. So if we go to Fade and we go to this, and we go tag is Fade, Yogang type is faces, age. So we were going to do. I was going to do 2d6, 6 plus 2d6. Yes, that's right. Because that gives us a range from 8 to 18. So let's turn on the little capture window, because we all like to have a little bit of a capture window. We only do 6s for now, and we always like having that one. Just move the overly large and a little bit dirty mouse mat out of the way. So, age is 6 plus 2d6. So they are 12. And they are male, and they are. Where did the rollable tables go? There they are. C. Right. And they're Yogang stuff. So they have got a face, because it would be silly if they didn't. So they've got a face, they've got a wig. Now, what else have we got? We've got 10 types of false ID cards. We've got a makeup kit, a personal V-term, smart card bank account, cellular ringtone. Let's go for the 10 ID cards. It says pick identities now, but I can't be bothered. That sounds like a lot of effort. 10 fake IDs. And then personal V-term? Cell phone. Personal V-term. Personal V-term. We'll go with that. So that's the first one. So this is face. Fade. And let's save you. And one of the upsetting things, another one of the upsetting things, I'm easily upset, aren't I? Is that it isn't. Oh no, we can, right? If we go into here, actually, and we go into here, and we go, and we take a snip, a little snippery snip, of this new. I mean, there we go. And then modify paste target, paste, and we can add a frame. I do have a bunch of sci-fi frames, but they disappear every time a Smeggin thing updates, which is a nuisance. Select file. Did I put them in here? Tokenizer, borders. Oh wow, those are hideous. See, I had some cool ones. NPCs, but I don't. They just vanish when it updates, which is kind of annoying. And I thought that at some point, because it was annoying, I'd copied them somewhere else, but I clearly haven't. So, nuisance. Because all these ones are like oldie worldy nonsense. No, that's not what I want, but it's what I've got. So, such is life. Best not complain too much, otherwise I'll be sat here complaining for the rest of the day. And we'll copy that from there, and we'll bring it down a level, and there we go. Cool. That's our first one. And let's roll for number 2. Number 3 even. Alright, because the other one I got the Beaver Brat, which is, because I rolled one beforehand just to make sure. So these are the Beaver Brats. The beavers are the basically it's for suburbs, right? We were looking at. I was looking at this earlier, which is the Night City guide. So in here we've got a good old beavers. Leave it to beaver. Beavers are subordinates. Low level managers, middle level executives. Live in corporate-owned, controlled housing developments on the outskirts of the urban areas, right? So these are the kids of kind of like those kinds of people. You're a beaver brat, a kid from the lower echelons of a corporate set, born and raised in the so-called Beavervilles, which ring every city. Well off enough that you don't have to worry about food and shelter. You're educated enough to know corporate-dominated life as a crock, and you're canny enough to know not to risk everything just to break the rules. You think you like to think of yourself as a suburban commando looking to add a little spice to your policy-dominated life. And these are the beavers. So she is a femme, and by and large, annoyingly, you can't put the pictures into the little slot for the pictures, which is kind of sad because I'd quite like to. Again, if I sat down and I might do something else to get it in there. So she's 16 and a beaver brat. I didn't pick her stuff, so let's pick her stuff now. Her skill is Suburban Ninja. Yogang skill, let's stick this in here. I don't think we put the other one. Suburban Ninja. Probably should have an R in Suburban. Yeah, like so. Suburban Ninja. So that's, you're a beaver brat. You don't thrash boards or tunnels, or you don't thrash boards or tunnel the arcos. But when it comes to breaking into corporate boardrooms and filling it with 20 feet of crumbled scream sheets, there's no better than you. Suburban Ninja combines advanced infiltration skills and breaking and entering techniques equivalent to having stealth, hide, evade, shadow track in one ability. So yeah, that's kind of like their thing. Breaking and entering, they're cool. Kind of adorable. I approve. So a Snoop box, smart decryptor, 50 meters of super string, 10 packs of micro flashes, smart goggles, mag grapples, cybernetic claw grapple. What do we think she'd go for? Definitely think she'll have a nylon carry bag, which seems a bit of a waste, but nylon bag does mean that she can put all her stuff in something, which is helpful. I think we're going to have a smart decryptor. Smart decryptor might. Can we make this one smart? I think this might make all the fun. No, yeah. Here we go. Let's click on here. Oh, can I do it in fixing? Fix sheet. I can't edit that here. No. Can we do this? This? And that? No. So kind of like I'm stuck writing. Maybe now if I go into here. Smart decryptor. Like so. Yeah, we can do that. Fine. Snoop box. Probably going to have one of those. Yeah, Snoop box. Snoop box, and we're going to get I think one set of mag grapples. Because for cyber claw grapple, as cool as it sounds like it'd be hard to hide. I don't really need about one set of mag grapples. Right, cool. So that's her gear. Close. Next character. Let's roll for a Yogang. So that's faces again. Not faces again. Reroll. It likes faces. Roll. Beasties. Okay, they're not in this book. I don't think we're in this book. I think we're in Ecofront. Oh wow. Okay, cool. Let's get ourselves EcoFront out. But also, whilst we're doing that, let's uh, create actor. What kind of name do we think that our beastie will have? Let's go with Charm. And then just close that. And let's right click on Charm. And go to character sheet. Tag is Charm. Yogang type is Beasties. Age is 14. And yeah, let's go get the beasties. Let's go get the beasties out of their little book. Now we might end up juggling some of these around because there are some some kind of skills that feel mandatory. Adventures, Chromebooks, interface. Oh, this is the wrong one. Okay, let's go to. Oh no, there it is. Cool. EcoFront. Let's turn that on. Get that in. Yes, cool. Let's turn off scrolling. Cool. So beasties. So I go beasties because none of the others are gendered. So I don't see why these should be either. So we just call them beasties. The beasties. And let's roll up this. MB. Cool. So yeah. Beastie Boys. So I act like an animal. Why? Thank you. Gather my pretties. Ha 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 ha. I'll trade you 2 sparrow templates for your female cheetah chromosome set. Right. Beasties are really cool. As are both of the things in here. So you get beasties and you get neo pioneers. And this is where I kind of really feel like those solar punk vibes from the game, right? We're trying to replace the system and create our own mechanisms for building a new society, right? So we've got a beastie, so that's exciting. Yogang skill, Dactari. You call it Dactari, a phrase some retro pulled off a flat vid from the last century. This is the practiced instinctive ability to communicate with animals empathetically, to understand how they work and think. It also pertains to your sense of how to treat injured animals, figure out what a creature is going to do, and breed and raise animals. So it's kind of like an animal kin plus. And they are cool. So no one cares anymore. The plants, which so enhance the beauty of the planet, are ploughed under for new parking lots, and the creatures are reduced to unpaid security labour or hit-and-run targets smeared across the pavement. No one creates. Everyone destroys except you. You always felt linked to Mother Earth, a kinship with animals and plants. So now you clone and raise them yourself, bringing back whole ecologies to a world that's forgotten them. These are alien creatures with different psyches, different patterns, and as you engineer them from the templates and DNA fragments, you find that you find that you relate to them more than you thought possible. You've become their mother, their protector, their steward, their shepherd, and you use everything at your disposal to fight their war. They help you too, the animals. You train them, learn from them, run with them, and earn their trust. So they are very cool. So there's just this entire section, and this the eco front looks a lot at both the eco war against the forces of capitalism. Plus, it looks at creating new habitats and new ecosystems, and it's got a whole bunch of stuff for. Well, it's got its adventure, which is cool, but in here there are rules for. There's a new class, but in here are no here J-Parks, a threat to the family. Yeah, so you have this J-Park thing, so the idea that you can build your own ecosystems inside of the rundown universe, right? President David Woodham, who is one of our big bads. We aren't starting a revolution here, but we are revolutioning our grand nation. The name Incorporated States of America simply reflects the grand and vibrant shift to dedication, prosperity, and progress which our country has already embraced. Look out, future, here we come. The dedication of a mindless slave, the prosperity of the government at the expense of our rights, and the progress of a bulldozer through a virgin forest. This is the spirit. This is the spirit we've embraced. I hope we still have time to pick a new dance partner. And this is very much again, right? So it's cyber generation, right? If we think that cyberpunk was on the nose, right? Cyber generation is like, well, clearly you didn't get it when it was on the nose. Now it's for knackers, right? It's going straight for your knackers. This is what we're talking about. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, this is all about building a J-Park. How you go about building a J-Park. So this sounds like fun, and this is something that we're gonna regreen the world, and we're gonna beat the corporations, right? Anything that I think involves kind of like this extra domain, these mini games, is always good fun. But yeah, so cool. So we've got a beastie. So the beastie charm, Yogang stuff. What do they get? They get sleeping bag, Biotechnia Enviro gloves, two genetic templates, one more exotic genetic template of an extinct or newly created species, reactor mesh trap and animal sling, sample food for most animals, a clone of my own home incubation kit, and choose one animal companion. Right. So cool. So cool. Very cool. I think they're very cool. I never played one because when I was playing Cyber Generation, we only had the main book. And I played a Go Ganger, of course. Duh. Oh look, my eyes are transparent. Lots of bits of me are transparent. Look at me. Very transparent. I'm a very transparent slime. Anyway, right. So our skill is Daktari. Yogang skill, Daktari. And we're gonna have besides your V-Trade, pick 3 different things from a list below that you are currently. So they only get 3 things from the list. Well, you may as well go big or go home. Right. So we're gonna go 2. We're gonna have to make this smaller, aren't we? We're gonna go 2 genetic templates. We're gonna have to go even smaller. It's not small enough. No, what? Go away. No, that's the wrong one as well. Shoo. Get off my screen. We're going to have to go to this one. That's the one. Yeah, let's go down to 12. 12 of your pixels. 12 points even. So 2 genetic templates. We're going to go. Oh, what do we want? We want a small monkey. One small monkey. Do we want a small monkey or do we want a cat? Oh, there's a question. Cat. Of course you want a cat. And a clone your own home incubation kit. Clone your own incubation kit. Let's probably make incubation kit. Donk. That's funny. Can I go? If we go here and we go like here, can we? No. If we do that and we do like that, no. There appears to be no way to intentionally line break it. So such is life. So we've got 2 genetic templates, a cat, and a clone your own incubation kit. Cool. That's that. And let's roll for another one. Did I roll everything on there? I think I did. Yo gang. Did I roll their age? Let's check. Oh, another MB. Eco Raider. Okay, alright, we've got a very Eco Raiders are so I'm going to start thinking that I might Green Terrorists and Defenders of Nature. Eco Raider. But it's cool, right? I think often there's at least like one combat psycho in the party, right? So you've either got a Go Ganger, a Street Fighter, or a Mega Violent. No one plays Guardians because they suck. So, yeah. Guardians are... I'll show you the picture and it'll become immediately clear what Guardians are. But I should get a picture for Charm. And did we roll? I can't remember. Just check. Cybergen character. Yes, 14. Okay, cool. MB. Okay, cool. Tokenizer. Snippity snippity snip. Snippity snippity snip. New. Go with that one. Paste target. Modify. Can paste. And then add frame. And we're going to pick one of these ones down here. And we're going to delete this, and then we're going to add in this, and we're going to take it down to here, and move it down a bit. There we go. Oh, it looks a bit creepy when it's zoomed in that much, eh? So, cool, and try and click on this button. Top bananas, so that's Charm, and now we've got an Eco Raider. And what do we get? MB. Cool. Cool. And what would we call them? Let's look around my room. Can we see anything that gives us to some kind of fort? Cool, oak. Okay. Configure. No, not that. Character sheet. So there, oak. At some point, we'll sit down, and I'll make all their eco eco. What were you again? Eco raiders. Eco raider. Age. 8. So, because of my rolling system, there's a higher chance of. Is there? Oh, in fact, there might almost be equal chance of every kind of significant, because you get M or F on a 1, 2, 3, a 1, 2. So we both have 2 each. Then a gender and non-binary on 1, but then roll again for cis or trans. So I think actually that comes out at all of them being 1 in 6. I think. I'm pretty sure that is kind of. There's probably some maths in there more than that, but I think that's kind of close to what you're getting. Anyway, so they're only 8. That's hilarious. I think there are some rules around characters that are 8, namely around like what their maximum strength at the start is. We'll just take that one. So they're going to look older because I've only got an older looking picture, but you know, it's fine. They can age, hopefully, unless we end up in a, you know, a Buralock camp or something. Let's go to that. Let's add that from that. Send them down. Save. This is them when they grow up. But it will do. Close that. So they're an eco raider. They get Hayduking as their skill. So as an eco warrior, much of your time is spent thwarting corporate incursions into nature. You call your ability to destroy corporate hardware or installations in novel and creative ways, rather than just blowing them up. Hayduking, after the saboteur hero of an ancient eco-terrorist novel of the 20th century. With Hayduking skills, you know how to maximally sabotage devices, how to rewire things to create creative malfunctions, ways to make stuff do embarrassing things at exactly the right moment, etc., etc., etc. They get 4 different things from the list. So camouflage Kevlar, armor jacket, monkey wrench. Well, you always need a monkey wrench to throw into the machine. Environmental analyzer. Okay, right. So again, I'm kind of really thinking non-combat group here. So we're going to get the monkey wrench. Maybe if I go to the side, I can just like, there we go. That'll do. Environmental analyzer. Okay. That looks like I probably need a smaller words to fit it in. Hunting knife, super string. That looks useful. And snoop box. Does my beaver brat already have a snoop box? Charm, slip. What have you got, young lady? You have got the... yeah, you've got a snoop box. We don't need another snoop box in the group. I know, I'm mettering, isn't it terrible? So, sleeping bags help. Let's go back down to 12. We're going to have the environmental analyzer. We're going to have the 100 meter superstring, 100 meter superstring, and we're going to have the sleeping bag. Sleeping bag. Yes. Okay, cool. And the yoga skill is Heiduking. Cool. And one last character to bring them up to 5. I'd quite like a technical character. That would be nice. So let's see what we get. No, faces again. That's hilarious. I don't want a face. I didn't want a face to start with. I think it's a terrible Yogang. It's like such an ultra specific Yogang. And beasties again. This is a hilarious dice rolling situation. Neo Pioneers. I've already got one from that book, so I'm not going to take it. Lookers. I've already got faces. Lookers are basically models, wannabes, whilst glitter kids are rocker boy wannabes, rocker wannabes. What have we got now? Street Fighters. Eco Raiders again. Okay, right. So I want either Vidiots, Tinkertots, Rads, Molebrats, Networkers, V-Punks. And there are some in the media book. So I'm going to keep on rolling until I get one of those. Glitter Kids, not really. Don't need them. Because I want one of the technical ones. Networkers, okay. Let's get the, I think we're in Virtual Front. Yeah. And let's change the book to disable scrolling. Networker. I might, yeah, we might, let's have a look at what the networker's skill is. Networkers. Data Hound. The corps have a lot of tricks up their sleeves to keep you away from their diabolical plans, but you have a few tricks of your own. You know where to look for on their net directories or spot suspicious areas. Public access information can tell you a lot too. Using the data house skill, you can spot duplicate names on the company's employee roster in a flash, track down corporate or political embezzlers, notice when a file is too big for what it's supposed to be. So they're kind of data people, right? So the other bunch that you get in here are V-Punks, who are pretty cool. So they really take the whole virtuality to the next level. So yeah, cool. Okay, networkers. We're gonna have networker. This is suboptimal, but people die, people get replaced. Don't get too attached. MT. There you go. TM. Actors. Creator. Sin. And we will character sheet. Sin. Yogang type networker. Age 9, young'un. TM, Yo Gang stuff. What have we got? Ooh. So, ooh, look at that. Besides your trodes, pick 3 things from the list that you're carrying in your bag. An Iris Cyberdeck with cellular upgrade. That's pretty cool. A Wizard Hand Comp with cellular option. Raven Microcid. So Cybergen page. So this is probably pretty cool. And again, this comes back to one of the reasons why this game is so cool. If we go to, what was it? You'll get to see these later, but let's have a look at them now. Might be worth using that. Yeah, so here. Again, right? Nice visual. You can like all see the bits and pieces and be like, oh well, I want to buy one of those, or I want to buy one of these, or I want to own that chair, or etc. 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 What on earth is that? That's not what it looks like. We could get a Hot Tsar pizza. Hot Tsar pizza also sell guns. You see, you go there, you purchase pizza, get gun. It's very American. So the Silicon Graphics, what was it? The Iris Cyberdeck. Iris Cyberdeck. It was cellular option, page 97. Where is it? Do data chip, Microsoft booster. There's a Silicon Graphics. Oh yeah, Silicon Graphics Iris Cyberdeck. It's such an item of its time. Typical Cyberdeck, speed, good, cool. Well, let's have one of those because that seems kind of cool. And then of course we're going to get a bloody wizard, and it's all going to be a waste of time. For in addition to let's double check the Beastie Boy. Have they got a thing which says in addition to the above? No. Maybe no. So 4, they get the animal companion for free. Oh, hold on. Let's go back to Charm then. Let's go back to Charm, and they get one more thingy because they've got the cat. So I always give that. I think they should probably get sample food for most animals. Sample food for animals. Right, cool. So they get 3 of these, and then they get 1 program. So we'll give them the see page 45. It was on page 45. Cool stuff is on page 45. Plasma. The Wizard Handy System. This unit packs power of a really hard to read words. That's what they pack. Really, really hard to read words. Fit to height. This unit packs the power of a hand-top computer into a palm-sized dynamo, including a phone link, V-display, audio recognition capabilities, CPU 1, int 3, memory units 20. I think we'll take the Cyberdeck though. Via Iris. So we take the Iris Cyberdeck. Here we go. Iris deck. And we get the data tap. That sounds good. What's it called? The Microsib data tap, or Raven data tap. We'll take that. Yes. And we'll have a Wrangler code gun. Yes. Wrangler. I should probably make that out of smaller letters, shouldn't I? Let's make that smaller. Down to the 12, I expect. Wrangler code gun. So code guns let you shoot virtuality programs. And then choose 3 programs for your deck. So let's take the data browser, Snoop, bean counter. Right. Oh, those all sound good. So let's let's use this place over here for the time being, seeing as we can't put a picture in it. We've got a Kenobi, because I think hiding our location is probably a good idea. Kenobi. We've got I think bean counter sounds good. Bean counter, and we've got Snoop data browser. Snoop data browser. Let's take Snoop. So Snoop lets us find invisible programs. Bean counter lets us discover accounting inaccuracies. Kenobi lets us hide ourselves. Okay, cool. Snip, snippity snip, snip, snip. New. Let's take this one, Modify, paste target, paste. Add frame. Okay. Take you from here and put you over here. There we go. Wonderful. Oh no, I didn't hit the little save button. That's annoying. Again, add frame. Scroll down to this one at the bottom. Delete that. Add. No, I don't want to add frame. I want to add this. I want to move this down. I want to delete this. I want to apply. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, it feels uneven, doesn't it? I did get a glitter kid earlier. That could be kind of fun. Let's see what we roll. I would really like a tinker top. No, I don't want to create a rollable table. I want to roll. Glitter kids. Do I want to create? No, we're going to take a tinker top. We're going to take a tinker tot. Why are we going to take a tinker tot? Well, this is why we're going to take a tinker tot. Tinker tots. Of course, this is safe. Trust me. You can't work without proper tools. So we make proper tools. And only one nut left over. We've all been there, haven't we? You're a tinker tot. One of the budding young engineers and technicians of a 2027 Yogang culture. In a world where most other Jews are trying to come to grips with how society works, your Yogang seeks to understand, seeks an understanding of the purely inanimate. You absolutely have to understand not just how things work, but why. You have an instinctive grasp of the laws of physics and even cyber tech. To you, the human body is just another machine. You're one of those kids who rip apart boomboxes to make PA systems, kit bash go-karts when you can't steal the car keys, and invent a new gizmo every other week. You're a street merchant and weird scientists of the Yogang culture. If a Yogang needs it done, you can do it, especially if it's weird. So they are cool. I like tinker tots, so we're going to have a tinker tot. Yes? Yes. Good. We're all agreed. I like that. Do, 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 do. Agenda. Nice. We finally have some A rep. We like the A rep. Rep the A's. So let's make our Tinkertot creator. What should we call them? Chip. Sheet. Right click. Cybergen sheet. Tag chip. A. Age. 9 plus 6, 15. Yogang stuff. Their skill is Kit Bash. I think you probably guess what it does by their description. We're going to give them a data tap. We're going to have a text scanner. We're going to have a toolkit. And we're going to have a goodness, I've forgotten what we're doing. A toolkit. We're going to have some smart goggles. Smart goggles. There we go. Smart goggles. Yeah, that sounds good. A15 Tinkertots. Tinkertot. Cool. We've got an interesting range here, I feel. And pick Tinkertots, 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 Tinkertots. Snip, snippity snip, 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 snip. New. Which one of these should we do? This one? No. Let's do new. New. There we go. Let's do you. Then this, and this, and then the frame. There we go. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Copy that. Bring that down. Apply. There we go. We've got our 3, 6. We've got our 6 starting folks. So we've got Charm, who is, let's right click, Charm, who is our beastie. They're a 14-year-old beastie called Charm. We've got Chip, who is a gender, and they are a Tinkertot 15. They got some cool stuff. We've got Fade, who's a facer, so they can change their face on requirements. We've got Oak, who is a eco. What are we called again? Eco Raiders. Yes, Eco Raider, young Eco Raider. So we could probably play into Little Angel for that. And Sin, who's a networker, who is young again, right? I think they're 9, aren't they? Yeah. So they're going to play into the Little Angel trope, I expect. So this lot have been running together to try and escape the things. try and escape the corpo rats. And mostly I expect by being places that corpos tend not to be, because our skill set veers towards the non-urban, apart from the beaver brat, right? So we've got where is she? Slip, who's probably the most urban out of them all. It's interesting group, an interesting little gaggle. Okay, Morgan again. We got a real sorry bunch of Jews here. Not enough weapons to make a stand. I don't think we've got a single weapon, and not enough contacts to put corpsec off your trail. So normally when you're doing when I'd be running this, I'd have like a big old group of characters, NPCs, right? And if any of them made it, cool beans. So we could expect that there's like an additional kind of, probably like another half dozen characters with them, who I'm not creating right now. So yeah, so there's probably about a dozen of them kind of clustered around here, trying not to get eaten. We got a real sorry bunch of Jews here. Not enough weapons to make a stand, and not enough contacts to put corpsec off your trail. I just accessed the virtual data net while you were working. It doesn't look good. It's going to be at least 2 days till the streets are going to cool off enough for you to show your faces. corpsec is combing the area right now looking for you. I've delayed them a while by scrambling their communications, but it won't forever. Grab your stuff. I'm going to sneak you out to a safe house, a place where corpsec will never look. It's not too far from here, and if you keep your brains out of your jock straps, you ought to make it. I mean, if I say sorry, femme Jews, but I mean, how many of this lot are even going to be playing football, American football, right? Isn't that what you use jock straps for? American football, I presume so. I've never used one. Never going to. Seems a bit weird. Anyway, if you use your brains, if you keep your brains out of your jock straps, you ought to make it no problem. But I'm warning you, if you try to play hero, and I promise you, you'll have every heavily armed corpsec goon in the city right down on your butt. They're armed with cyber teeth. They'll shoot to kill, and they won't bother to check your IDs first. That includes you golden kids or glitters who think you'll walk this one. corpsec doesn't care. They don't have to care. Even your parents can't buck the system that far. corpsec owns this country. I'm going to hard copy a map to you now. If you get grabbed along the way, tear it in half, and it will destroy itself. If one of you gets grabbed, the rest of you keep moving. You're not the only Jews we're shuffling through tonight. The rest of the organisation is working overtime to beat this corpsec bust. We never thought they'd go this far, rounding up an entire block full of Jews. I bet some of you bright boys are thinking, "Hey, why should I trust this guy? He's just a virtuality sim. This could be a trap." I got one thing to say to you. In 5 minutes, the corpsec armor is going to be crawling this corner like fleas. You think you got a choice? Enough talk. Here's the map. Move. Cool. Right. So what you tend to do is you give your players this map, right? And we see there are like little things on here, and the ref just decides which of these three symbols is gonna be corpsec, right? Now, the rules, if we go down here, really the most important thing is the spotting. corpsec automatically sees down all sides of the street they're placed on. Anytime a players cross a street on which corpsec unit is located, even if they come out of an alley, the unit will spot the players on a 1 or 2 on a 6-sided dice. corpsec units will not pursue. Instead, they will stay on position and radio other units to be on the lookout for the players. Shooting, yeah, corpsec units carrying tasers. If they spot the players, the unit will fire once per turn at each player that's spotted. Players shooting at corpsec units suicidal can drop an individual corpo on a 5 or 6 on 1d10. But rest of the unit will continue to fire once a turn. Corpsec hits on a 1, 2, or 3 on a 6-sided dice. The players on a 1 or 2 on a 6-sided die. A stun player cannot move. But of course the player generally doesn't know this, right? And again, unless they do something really stupid, standing in front of corpsec and saying, "Hey, pigface, you come here," corpsec will not nail them. However, if they dawdle, it's fair for corpsec guys to attempt to shoot them. Right? So, what we're going to do is we're going to pick, because I mean the Juves are panicking. Who's going to be our main character? So if we go Charm, Chip, Fade, Oak, Slip, Sin, right? Top to bottom. And we'll just roll d6 to go who we're running as the main character. Slip. Oh, cool. Our Beaver Brat. My first character. Well, the first one that I made for this. And, well, we may as well... character artwork. Right, so... that's vaguely irritating, isn't it, eh? Right, so this is her. My nose is itching. This is her. Oh, you can't. The map's in the way. Sometimes I forget what the difference between the real estate on my screen. So it's the tiny insect crawling around on my screen. Because of course my screens are quite big, but I only have a very small space on the computer screen. I mean the YouTube screen. Anyway, cool. Top bananas. So, Beaver Brat. I kind of view it as kind of precocious. Precocious, kind of smart. It's kind of the view of her, I think. Right. So, she's like, oh, well, we've got to move. We've got to move quickly. She says, grabbing the map and taking a look at it. I think the others. There's no one else in this group. Funnily enough, that I think would be immediately adverse to her. Her taking action in this situation. Maybe Fade. Because so my kind of so she's gonna be like, right, we need to she grabs the map quickly and looks at it, eyes darting back and forth across the map. She frowns and hands it to kind of puts it down in front of them so we can all kind of like see it, right? And she looks around at the collective group of people there, and she's like, well, probably the best thing to do is to head directly there, right? She says. The question is, can we get between these buildings? Maybe. Anyone who's tried to move around these buildings in a cyber 20, but I'd say that it'd be more likely if they had an Arco with them. I think because they don't have an Arco with them, it could be kind of, but we got an Eco Raider, so let's ask the question. Can we get between the buildings in this first block and push our way up? Well, even then, you've got a chance, because remember, players can see these things. We just don't know which one's bad guys. Well, we'll roll the bad guy unit after we map our course, right? So if we went through these buildings, there'll be these two to worry about. If we came out here, there'd be all three of them. So, and well, coming out directly on one would probably be a pretty meaty move, wouldn't it? So if I bolt it up here, do a left, run, bolt it up. If we run through these buildings, run through these buildings, bolt it left, then bolt it right. Okay, well, let's go up through these buildings and then take a peek out of this alleyway on the way. That's the most important thing, right? And she's like, let's just go this way and you know, not get blasted. Is because we've got 5 minutes. Let's get a head start. Let's do that. So the question is, what's the more active question? What's the more active answer? I think the more active answer: can we move through alleyways between these buildings? That's the question. Vague question. Can we move between these building blocks? And I think it's likely. So yes, we can. Okay, cool. Right. So she leads the group, and we expect that the whole group will follow. Remember, we've got half a dozen other characters here, so we believe the whole group will follow her because she seems put together. You know, she's got boring. She kind of looks really dull because she's a beaver brat, and beaver brats look like what they are. They're suburban good kids for the most part. So she's going to go. We're going to think. Does the whole group follow her? Or does anyone in the group not follow her? Now, I'm unsure. Exceptional no. Okay, right. So everyone does follow her, right? And not only that, because it's an exceptional no, they're fully brought into her as the leader at the moment, right? So they dart down this way here. Now I think this guy probably has a view down here. So what we're going to do, unless otherwise interrupted, we're going to head up here. Now, if there's no bad guys here, what we're going to do is we're going to head up here, then we're going to head over here and up here and around, right? If neither of these are bad guys, right? So we're going to head down here, check that way. Is there a bad guy there? If not, we're going to carry on. So now what we're going to do, we're going to see which one of these three icons has the ref picked as the bad guys, right? So let's start from here. 1 to 2 will be the star. 3 to 4 will be the X. 5 to 6 will be the star with the background, right? So this is the bad people, right? So we dart up here, right? So everyone's running full pelt, right? fear is on, right? There's woo woo woo, rain's coming down, psh, splish splash, running between these buildings. You see rats scurrying. There's a homeless guy kind of sat in the alleyway who's got like a kind of broken cyber leg that isn't working properly anymore. We can hear kind of like the clacks of gunfire in the distance. Kind of like a pretty standard night city kind of evening, really. But we built it up this road. So we built it up this road. There's no alleyway here, so they can't see here. There's no alleyway here, so they can't see here. And there's nothing at these two intersections, right? However, that looks like this one probably could see them. So we roll a d6, right? On a 1 to 2, they see the Jews. 4. So they haven't seen the Jews, but the Jews can see them because, they've got big flashing lights. There's 10 of them. They've got big guns. So she darts in this direction, kind of like not thinking very much. This group, I feel, would probably have some vision over here. So let's roll a d6. 4. So again, they've managed to run this way. They see them, so they kind of try and stick to the shadows around this side, but shift really quickly. And run up this road, right? None of them have any vehicles either. There's kind of like cars parked in the streets. There are kind of like, people heading towards a stag do. Kind of there's music blaring in some of the clubs and some of the bars. People kind of corporate types relaxing and chilling in their apartments and their coffee shops and looking over it as she desperately leads the group away in this direction. Let's double check on the spotting. Anytime a player is crossed, okay, on a roll of 1 or 2 on a 6-sided dice, corpsec. Yeah, so it rolls for the entire group. Yeah, I thought so. Pardon me. So we head up. We managed to dodge this lot. This lot, do they see us? They do spot us, right? So it probably takes 2 turns to run across here, right? And there's a big group of us, so they start firing into the group. And does it fire as an entire group? Shooting. Well, we're not shooting at them. Stunning. A corpsec stun attack hits on a 1, 2, or 3 on a 6-sided dice. It stuns the player on a 1 or a 2 on a 6-sided dice. So let's get some more 6-sided dice. So let's imagine that there's 5 of them that can shoot down the corridor, down the alley at any one time. I don't like that dice. This dice. That dice. Right. So they spot the group, right? And they shoot the group. So 1 to 3s. Oh my goodness. That one rolled out, so let's roll out again. Okay, so that's 3 hits. Now, we're going to do a couple of things here. First of all, do they stun, right? So they stun on a 1 or a 2. Fortunately, none of them are stunning hits, right? So, but let's roll. First of all, there are 3 of them that got hit. 1 to 3. One of our main characters got hit. 4 to 6, one of the secondary characters. So 2 of the main characters got hit, right? And we know that they've resisted, but which ones of them have actually been shot, so that they know what it feels like. 4 Oak got shot twice. Oak did not have a great time. Main notes. Got shot twice. And Oak. How old is Oak? I think Oak's one of our wee ones. Isn't it? Yeah, 8. Fucking hell. Right. So Oak got shot, man. Oak's screaming his ass off, but um, he's still going. Right. So clearly, Oak has got what is Oak again? View character them. Okay, so they've clearly got some bulky stuff on. The things must have hit like their backpack or something. But they managed to run, and that's first round of running across that thing. I reckon we've got 2 shots on them, right? Oh my word, that's 5 hits. So again, 1 and 2s are. Oh wow. They all hit. Yeah, they are all not stunning. And again, 1 to 3 hit main characters, 4 to 6 hit secondary. So 2 of them hit main characters. Which 2 main characters got shot? Oak, you're not having a good time, my fellow. You're not having a good time at all. Oak got shot again, and so did Slip. And Slip was her, so she's in the front. So we were trying to take her out because she's in the front. But it hit a nylon carry bag instead. And they've passed, right? Now they can hear the teams radioing up to the group ahead, right? So they're going to be ready. Right, so they're going to get, I think, 3 shots. They're going to get 2 shots, but like 8 of them are going to get to shoot each time, right? So where's this map gone? Where are you, map? There. Okay, cool. Right, so we just passed this intersection. Yeah, so it's going to be this one shooting that way, right? So they're moving up in this. So they're moving up kind of in this direction, so that they can get a nice, good, juicy shot on the kids as they run past here. And this squad are probably going to start moving over to here, right? That would make sense. So kids belt it past here. This lot are going to shoot. We're running 2 sets of 4. So that's 3 hits. 6 hits. Ooh, 6 hits. Of those, 5 of them don't do anything. None of them do anything. I'm going to roll to see who got hit this time. Well, let's do it. Let's see. 4 landed on our main characters. Whew, Slip got shot a lot, but she's really gunning for it, right? She's not it's the long coat that's doing it for her. They're glancing shots, we're just bouncing off, right? 3 and 2, Chip and Fade. I mean, almost all of them have been hit now. It's not fun. It's not fun times. So again, 1, 2, 3 hits. 4, 5 hits. Someone's going to have to go down at some point. 5 hits. 2 have gone down. So out of these 2, how many of them are the main characters? Neither of them main characters. Jews don't leave Jews behind, dude. Right? So Slip's going to immediately stop, and she's going to say, kids, keep on going. Right? And so we'll say like a half of this group are like, teenagers. 2 of them have gone down. So, Slip, Fade. Is Fade one of the older ones? Let's have a look. Fade is 12, so yeah. Charm 14. Chip is 15, right? So yeah, view. Chip, yeah, Chip's 15. Sin and Slip are no, Sin and Oak are for the kids, right? So the other four dart back around, right, and they're gonna try and grab. They're gonna try and grab the two that have fallen over. What's going on here? Playing a bit of Cyber Generation, which is a old cyberpunk game. Hello, welcome. And we're desperately attempting to outrun CorpSec before they capture the kids and throw them into a Bureau of Relocation camp. So that's what's going on. Yeah. I don't know how long that message has been there. Sorry if it has been there forever. So. Yeah, the two kids have fallen down. They've been shot by the tasers, and we're going to see, are they able to get back and rescue them before the CorpSec get a second shot off. So so yes is more likely to do CorpSec get a second shot on the kids while they try to rescue their friends. I think it's likely that they do. So let's see. 71. No, they don't get a shot off. Okie dokie. So the kids managed to grab the two. So CorpSec are raiding this block to round up all the Juvegangers in the block so that they can rush them all off to these Bureau camps, right? Because there's this plague going around, the carbon plague, and it is it's changing kids, right? And it kills adults. So Bureaulock is capturing them, locking them up, and putting them in camps, right? And this night, Bureaulock have decided, the CorpSec have been directed to shut down a block and just capture all the Juvegangers in the block. And so we've got this dude called Morgan Blackhand who's on a virtuality chip that we found, and he's trying to direct us to a safe house, right? And that's what's going on. We're trying to get to this here safe house, and make it out in one piece. So yeah, right. It's bad times. Bad news bears. Bad news bears is going on. But we've managed to get, we're almost out, right? We've managed to rush. So two of the kids got dropped in the alley. We've managed to get back and capture them, quick enough so that we're pushing on. Unfortunately, we're kind of like going around kind of this last block here, and I don't know, is it showing up? Yeah, on this kind of last block here. This lot of shotters, but unfortunately this group are moving over here, and so as they rush up here, they're going to get hit again. This time I think only 5 of them are going to be in place, but the 2 kids are rushing off first because they're small. I reckon that the CorpSec are only going to be able to blap the smaller ones on like a roll of 1 or 2 as opposed to 1 to 3. But let's see, 1 blap on one of the 2 kids. And the kid is down. So which are one of the 2? So we're saying there's probably like 2 of the other kids. Yes. So what we got? So yeah. So Slip is like sees one of the kids go down in front. So we're saying there's 2 NPC kids, 2 of her own. So 1 to 3 is for PCs, 4 to 6 is for, so 1 to 3 is for PC, so 1 to 3 it'll be Oak, 4 to 6 it'll be Sin, Oak. So Oak gets blapped, right? And Oak has fallen down. Sin is just keep running, right? Sin's like, I ain't doing this. Is Sin gonna just run? I say 3 to 6. Sin will keep on going, not because they're betraying them, but because they know that the rest of the Jews are a bit further behind them and they can grab the kid, right? So yeah, 6. Sin keeps on moving to the safe house. Slip and Co. Belt it along, dragging these other 2 behind them, right? And they've seen Oak go down. Oak is not having a good time, right? Oak has been hit like 4 times, I think, right? But they managed to shrug off a few of them. But now they are having a bad time, right? They've gone down. 8 years old, smacked by that taser. Now, I think there's a pretty high chance that they're going to be able to catch him as they go past, but now there's the whole squad of CorpSec is getting to shoot at them, right? And the big kids, right, they're a big old group, and they're moving slower, so back to 1 to 3s to shoot them. So, that's only 1 hit there, but there's 10 of these dudes, so 1, 2, lucky! Clearly they weren't expecting another bunch of them to come through. But both of them are main characters that get hit. The 2. So that was, one of them is a stunning shot, and it's an NPC that gets hit. The question is, we've now got 3 stunned people in 4 stunned people, and I don't know if this kind of group's probably starting to head around this corner, right? Normally they stand still, but now they're feeling they're probably going to get this group, right? The question is, do the group manage to grab Oak? They're only small, right? They're like a wee 8-year-old. So I reckon we'll be able to grab them. So do we manage to grab Oak as we run past? Do we manage to? I reckon it's very likely. But we'll see what the dice say. Yes. Okay. Right. So we managed to grab Oak. Right. But we've lost 1 sub-Juve, and oh my word, that's a lot of hits on this second round. Right. 4, 5, 6, 7. And of those, 1, 2, 2 of them are stunning hits, and they're both against NPCs. So, I'm going to say that we've lost 3 of the NPCs making it around this corner and through to the safe house, right? As these folks kind of patrol here, we get into this plex of the safe house. Pretty rough going, but 9 of them made it, so that's a start, eh? Right, so one thing that, if you've not played Cybergen, one of the cool things about Cybergen, so this is just for you, watcher, the way that it works is that this kind of the whole book's character creation process is like an adventure, right? So you kind of get this res from Morgan Blackhand, which is like, hey, you got problems, tell me who you are, right? And then the players pick which Yo gang they're going to be part of. And each one really kind of tells you kind of what they are, what they look like, what's their special skill, and what gear you start with, right? And so you kind of sit through and you kind of, oh, cool, this is cool. You pick that, and then the next stage, which is kind of you then go on to like this this kind of escape, which is where you're trying to get to the safe house. And then the next part is where we flesh out the rest of the skills, right, for the characters. So here we go. You managed to make it to the safe house. And when we turn around to players, by now you've made it to one of the safe houses and accessed the V-term you found here. You should be safe here for at least 4 days. I move these places around on a weekly basis, and it takes CorpSec at least that long to get their dead guy butts in gear to track me down. But you can't stay here forever, Juve. We're running out of time. Let's get to it. If I'm gonna get you out of here, I'm gonna need to know what you can do. Let's start with the physical stuff. And so now we get to spend points on our stats. So, bit of maths. I always like to just go calc. How many stats we got? We've got 9, so 50 divided by 9. An average of 5. So let's just fill in these stats, eh? Have fun. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for speaking. So that's cool. Have a great one. Bye. So I'm going to do some stats now. Start at the top and work our way down. We'll do a bit of covering for, I guess, the prim slip takes Oak and some of the others that have. Yeah, I know I'm on late. I just felt like I've been thinking about running this for ages, so. I know. Well, it's okay. I just need to remember the main number is 5, right? So what we need to do is we need to do stats for our characters. So we've got Charm, who we're going to do first. And Charm is our beastie. So they get 50 points. And Beastie's main skill, Emp and Intelligence. So Daktari is based off of empathy and intelligence, so we probably want to stack something in there. So we're going to go, I guess, a 6 and a intelligence. We're going to go for a 6 in intelligence. So that's 12. Technique, move is normally good. So let's at least give us a 5 in move. So that's 6, 12, 17. We're going to get some reflexes. Generally pretty useful to have some reflexes. 17, 22. Are you enjoying your brand new plushy vending machine? 6, 12, 22. Body. So this is how much damage they can take. We'll try and not get this lot into too many scraps. So 26. Cool luck. Luck, I feel, is going to be a big one. So we'll go for a 6 in there again. 10, 20, 32. Well, it's a crane machine, right? 32. Tech, probably again kind of important. 47. Yeah, UFO catcher. Yeah. You are now the proud owner of a UFO thingy-majig. 10, 15, 20, 25, 31, 37. Oh, we've actually got quite a few points left, I think. See, the thing is, of course, is it doesn't matter, because when you go back to Japan, the machines will just be, they'll just be rigged. So it doesn't matter how much you practice. 10, 10, 5, 10, 5, 10, 15, 25, 25, 31, 37. Okay. Cool, 5. Attractiveness, 5. Right, okay, calc. Back to the calc. Because, like, 6, no, delete, close, clear, shoe. Okay, 6. Very true, aiming practice. 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 5 plus 5 plus 6 plus 5 plus 6 plus 5. So that leaves us 3 more points to spend. So let's take up their empathy to 7, their intelligence to 7, and their luck to 7. Because I feel we're going to be milking that luck stack quite a bit. And then, so we've given them those. Skills. Look at the list below and get 40 points worth of skills. So, yeah. Skills. So these are the skills: street fighting, jock stuff, blend, street smart, schooling, little angel, thief stuff, get a clue, gen speak, fearless leader, and go-go. I think the only one there that isn't self-evident is go-go. Go-go is drive. And Daktari. So that means you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. So you've got 12 skills and 40 points to spread between them. Now, if you're min-maxing, of course, you put 8 points into your class skill. But we're not min-maxing, we're having a bit of fun. So, 14, they're a beastie, they're not going to have any street fighting. I'll have a little bit of jock stuff. So 2. Maybe they were quite sporty. We'll actually go. Give them a 5. We'll give them a 5. 5 blend. Yes. Street smarts, not so much. Schooling, yeah, very, very schooling. Little angel, I think, yeah. Thief stuff, not so much. In fact, nothing at all. We're not going to give him any thief stuff. Get a clue, yeah, sure. Gen speak, so Gen speak is being able to talk to other juves. No fearless leader and no go-go. So that's 5, 10, 12, 18, 22. 26, 30. So that leaves, well, we've got some more points. So let's take, because we weren't going to min-max. So we'll put 4 in there, and then we'll give Daktari a 6. Bish bash boss. Anything else on here that we need to do? No. No, we're good. Gen speak sounds fun. It is fun. It's good stuff. It allows you to talk to your fellow gangers without Jews, without the dead guys and zombie girls being able to listen in. Those being corporate folks, adults. Okay, same again for here. Chip, Tinkertot, they're definitely schooling, street smarts. Definitely no jock stuff on this one. So we'll go to 2 on the blend. I don't think we're very good at blend. We'll probably have a little bit of street fighting. You know, Gig's got to keep himself safe, right? Jock stuff, probably not. Probably don't. You know, they're a bit sleepy. They don't want to have to go out and do the sports thing. Street smarts, not much, but you know, there's some. Schooling. We'll go heavy on the schooling. Little Angel. I mean, we're not so little. And they're probably not really used to even pretending to be. Yeah. Thief stuff, probably more. Get a Clue, probably pretty good. Gen Speak, yeah. They're not a fearless leader, and maybe they know a bit of how to drive. So what we got here? 5, 7, 10, 16, 19, 25, 30, 34, 36. Maybe we will take down. Let's take down Street Smarts to 2 and Jock Stuff to 2, which leaves us a 6, and we'll put the 6 into Kit Bash. There we go. So whilst we're not min-maxing quite as much, and 50 points over here, so we'll probably go for 7. So Kit Bash's main skill is Kit Bash, Kit Bash, Kit Bash, Kit Bash, Kit Bash, Kit Bash, Tech. Okay. Get some tech going. Not really big on the body. Reasonable reflexes, reasonable move. Not a huge amount of empathy. Probably not much chill. Hopefully some good luck and some reasonable looks. 7, 14, 18, 28, 32, 36. 32, 36. 36. 43. 49. One more point to spend. Let's take their move up to 6. Okay, so that's Chip. Chip, our agenda, Tinkertop. I feel like it should be a sheet for auto maths. Well, yeah, I mean, if this wasn't using free-form sheets, there probably would be. But, you know, the maths isn't too hard. It's just fade, 12, facer, okay, which puts their skill as empathy. Okay, right. Now, because they're little, we're going to put even less into body, right? So 3, technique 6, probably more reflexes, right? 7, and more luck. Probably not much cool. Slime secretly loves maths. Nothing beyond addition and subtraction. Thank you very much. Nothing above addition and subtraction. 6, 12, 15, 22, 28, 36, 40, 50. There we go. This is good. Thief stuff, I think, is going to be one of their leads. Street smarts, probably. Little Angel, that sounds like probably a big one for them. 5, so that gives us 17. Schooling, yeah, they went to school, but didn't pay too much attention. 20. Gen Speak 4, 24. Get a Clue 6, so that's 30. And oh right, blend, that's probably big. 4. Leaving us with 6 for the facer skill, which is face dance. Face dance, 6. Cool. Oak, who is our youngest member, who has also been zapped by tasers. Zap, zap, zap. So they're currently recovering on the sofa after being zapped by many, many tasers. Eco Raider, MB, 8 years old. Stats. So they're definitely going to have a low body again. 3. Well, maybe a bit more of that, right? Because they're spending their time out in the wild, doing the wild things, right? So their main skill is hay dunking, which is a tech skill. Okay, so let's put some points into tech. Why? Sounds dangerous. Which sounds dangerous? Getting shot by tasers? Probably, yeah. Yeah, definitely dangerous. Intelligence 6. Reflexes. I reckon reflexes are going to be good as well. Move. Average. Empathy. Low. Unless you're... Cool is probably going to be pretty low. Luck is going to be pretty high. Attractiveness, pretty average. So... Ow. When itches. 6, 7, 13, 18, 25, 30, 34, 38, 44, 49. One more point. Well, let's put a point back into empathy. Cool. So they're kind of sneaky. Just go back out to the skills a second now that I think about it. Sneaky. What is Little Angel based off of? Empathy. That's fine. What is based off cool? Street smarts is cool. Okay. Well, they're not going to have much street smarts, but they're going to have a lot of Little Angel. 8. So their whole thing is not getting into fights. That's their objective. They're going to have some jock stuff for. They're going to have some schooling for. They're going to have some blend 6. Faith stuff for. Get a clue for. See what we're looking at about 4, so 8, 12, 18, 22, 30. Is that 4, 12, 6, 18? No problem. Look away. 4, 12, 18, 22, 30. Okay, so that's oh yeah, Gen Speak. Give us Gen Speak 4. And Haydu King 6. Right, swish. That's good. Slip. We're almost finished. Cybergen character sheets. Normally you'd only have to make one of these, but me, no, I've got 6 to make. Again, so Beaver Brat. So she is gonna be like our main leading character, I suppose, at least for the time being. So let's see where we land with her. Her Suburban Ninja. What is Suburban Ninja based off of? Reflexes. Okay, so let's try to make sure she gets good reflexes. She's not as lucky as the others. 5, 5, 16. 16 plus 7. It's a stupid number at 7. 16. Let's do the other 6. 16, 22, 27, 34. Back. Well, I'm just statting up all the characters now. We've made it to the safe house. Eco's on the sofa chilling, and I'm just wrapping up the character stats. And on that, I forgot what number I got to. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 32, 39, 46. So I'm 3 points over. Let's lose a couple of points. She will lose a point in tech. She'll lose a point in cool, I suppose. No, lose a point in body. and we'll lose a point in. Well, I kind of wanted to do a bit of a leadering thing, so we'll lose a point in. Another point in luck? Sounds dangerous. We'll lose a point in body. Right, she's not very tough. 4. Right, so 5 plus 8. Now we're in horrible numbers. 5 plus 8 is 13, 20, 25, 31, 38, 43, 50. Bingo. Right. Skills. She can probably drive. She is the eldest out of a lot. So give her a 4 in drive. Give her a 6 in fearless leader. Get a clue for thief stuff, for little angel, for schooling, 4. Lots of 4s going on here. Street smarts 4. Blend 4. Let's see what we've got. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 30. Okay, I mean we'll put 6. Put 5 into here. We'll take her blend down to 3 and give her 2 in gen speak, right? So what are we working with? Man, Oak made it out, but Oak is unconscious on the sofa. Oak has got some stats now, so does Slip. So do most of them. I've just got Sin to make now, but Oak is looking like... What's Oak looking like? Character. So Oak is going to be very, very manipulative, right? So Oak's got Little Angel at 8. So they should be able to, hopefully... slip out of combat. So really, yeah, a Little Angel empathy. So maybe you know how to jockey a cyberbike. So maybe you don't know how to. Maybe you know how to jockey a cyberbike or shoot a gun, but you know your biggest advantage comes from the fact that most adults have a hard time accepting that a 10-year-old could be leading a black op. Little Angel is your ability to pull a con on an adult, a Juve gang version of persuasion that allows you to act innocent and to pass off seemingly incriminating situations as kids just messing around. With visibility, you can go for shameless sympathy ploys, blame things on imaginary friends, or convince the corpsec team that your sabotage run was really just an initiation into a club. So we've gone heavy for Oak into the Little Angel. They've got the Hayduking, which is their Eco Raider skill for sabotaging machinery, is pretty good. And they got a good blend as well, so they're stealthy. Alright. Other than that, they're kind of average. None of them have got street fighting, because this group isn't a running and gunning group. We're looking to set up a nice little Juve Park, J Park, and resurrect some dinosaurs. That's the goal. We'll see if we manage to get that kind of goal, but that's the goal. And Sin the Networker is going to be our last one. Is that everybody? What did I give Chip? Character freeform. Chip got Kip. So Chip's for Kip. Alright, Charm is the beastie. Charm has got Dactari at 6. Okay, cool. Last character. Sin, 9. So they're going to lay heavily into Little Angel as well. Networking. So let's give them 6. Let's give them 6. Let's give them 4. Exactly. They can hide their innate gremlin energy. It'll be very much their thing. Reflexes probably good. I mean, they're only wee. The wee folks get good reflexes. Probably can't move very fast. Probably reasonably empathetic. Probably not very cool because they're young. So basically, Cybergen characters, if they manage to make it to 18, get an extra 20 points of stat points that they can spend. But they do have to make it there, which is quite a challenge. Or by then, given the whole solar punk vibe that you get in Cybergen, maybe they've resolved the corporate problem, and the world is better. So 6, 12, 16, 20, 24, 30, 34, 40, 40. Oh, wait, is that right? 12, 16, 16, 22, 22, 16, 22, 26, 32, 36, 40, 44. Oh wow, we've got a load more points. So let's give them a tech of 7, reflexes of 7, luck of 7, giving us calculators. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do the calculator because I've forgotten how numbers work. 6 plus 7 plus 4 plus 7 plus 4 plus 6 plus 4 plus 7 plus 4. One more point to spend. Let's take my move up to 5. Cool. And their skills will run into Little Angel, but not quite as much. We'll go into Blend. We're probably going to be a bit more. We're going to have a bit of a running ability, 18, some street smarts on 18, 22, schooling definitely. I'm going to take that down. Yeah, take that down a bit. For 10, 14, 24, thief stuff, yeah, 24, 28, 32, 32, 36, and then, I think that skill is network, right? Network, and that skill is going to be at 4. Whew, cool, so that's Sin. So that's all the characters done. They're all statted up. Cool, top bananas. We've achieved something there. Right, so this is the layout of the place. One bedroom with 2 beds, a testing area, a couch, the term in the middle where we keep on having a look at old what's his name? Morgan Blackhand. Kitchen with a kibble dispenser. Delicious kibble. And some secure ways in, right? And we've got, what was it? 8 Juves have managed to make it back to here. So we've got 2 more on top of Slip and Sin, so we may as well note them down in a journal. What's this? All right. Don't worry about it. Adventure notes. So one thing I think will be important to make a note of is that yeah, so the whole thing about the carbon plague is that'll be the thing, right? Also, the game, the objective of the game, when Mike Pondsmith made it, he made it as a counterpoint to the kind of really power gamey approach that players took to Cyberpunk 2020. Right, so what he was looking for, kind of like making sure that players, he was trying to coax players into thinking about creative ways to get out of situations that didn't include blowing everything up, which is a lot asking from players, because players do really like to blow everything up, like everything. So let's hide this a second, just so we can make a couple of notes, mostly for next time. So safe house getaway. So Well, 8 of the Jews managed to escape from the corpsec goons, dead boys, zombie girls. Four of them got caught on the way. This surely will not come back to haunt them in the future. ... So, in fact, definitely will come back to haunt them in the future. This will almost definitely come back to be a thing in the future. So what we should do is, so in Mythic, have I got my Mythic window somewhere? Where is it hiding? Where are you? Right where it's really awkward to get hold of. So we should add in the thread list, right, that the captured. So we'll add them both into captured Jews. We should probably put some other things into here, right? So corpsec round up. Squads active. So there's another running thread is escape a corp sec, or wait until everything dies down. Exactly. In particularly spectacular ways. And it's where all the fun is, right? I've got a GM that that refs as kind of alternating Saturdays, right? So I ref one Saturday and they ref the next Saturday, and yeah, he's always telling us stories about his players, and all my players will try and blow stuff up, although not as often as I'd often imagine. But they love a bit of it, right? So I don't know if I noted this beforehand, but I'm using going to be using Mythic to drive a lot of this once we're out of the kind of initial setups. Mythic provides a nice bit of framing for solo play, right? But it's a bit of an uphill struggle, right? Because I haven't used it enough for it to just flow. It currently more kind of we get there in the end. So right, let's just make a couple more notes because I've got to go to bed because it's midnight. And I am a sleepy slime all of the time. So right, we should also make a good note that our young'un Oak has been stunned and shot by tasers several times. Right. So yeah. So the next kind of thing. So the next kind of set scene is stuff in the safe house, which we'll do next time I run this, right? And then really, so there's some examples of things that can happen. That'll be fun. And then we go shopping. So we get to go to the shops and we get to go around the shops and build that up. And then there's the final, of course. There's going to be a hit on the safe house and we're going to have to run away. But I've been rambling for 2.5 hours. And as I said, it's midnight. So thank you very much for coming, watcher of the Meme Lords. It has been a pleasure, and it has been great to have your company. So thank you, and I hope at some point we will cross paths once again, and you will get to enjoy the next part of this and whatever else we happen to do. So cool. Thank you very much. Have a great day, evening, whatever it may be. And we will talk in